Okay, for the final act I just swapped in hero. So we're going for a double hero strategy here. We need to go to the connecting corridor. So I've been trying to go upstairs, if you've noticed, because the science room is there. But since the two buildings are like well, they're not mirror images, they're literally carbon copies. We need to go to the science room here. So this is the old building, huh? It's totally giving off bad vibes. The dirty floor and walls are really setting the mood. Well, they don't really use it anymore, so they've been neglecting it quite a bit. Wonder what this place was like 10 years ago. It must have still been used. Might have still been used 10 years ago. Oh, the Lake S murder. Wasn't the victim's husband a teacher? He might have been working at the school. That's why you wanted to come here, isn't it? There's a chance the victim's husband used to be a teacher at Konohara Academy, but I chose to come to this place because that voice told me to. The old school must refer to the old building. Where is the dead fox god that looks alive, then? Where in a school might students study living things? So I don't know if we can actually... It makes no sense to me, man. Like, they could even have hidden other, like, optional scares here. The cat's on the microphone, so you may hear her purring. In case you're wondering, at times the cat could pass for a parrot, how it perches on my shoulder. So this, I believe, would be our first time to actually see the third floor up here, and they won't even let you do it, but they could have hid all sorts of scares up here and weird stuff to mess with you. It's just so much missed opportunity. Was that the departed's voice again? What's wrong with this place? I feel like I'm going insane. We better find the root of the curse. It doesn't look like the root of the curse is here. Look somewhere else. It does look like it's here, somewhere else. Numerous dead insects are lying inside the dusty sink. Cursed tooth is rolling around. Found it. This cursed tooth is the cause of all this. What a preposterous object. Break it now. Yeah, okay. I reach my hand into the sink and pick up the tooth. This is bad. I'm getting dizzy. Shit. My hand slips and the tooth falls. Shouldn't be that far away. I gotta find it fast. Something small rolling on the floor. I point my light toward it. Unfortunately, it's the cursed tooth I was looking for. Found it. It's a good thing it didn't roll under the desk. Yeah, definitely. Raising my foot, I crushed the tooth. The cursed tooth shatters into pieces. Okay, that was a little louder than I would have liked. It made me wince. Just for that, we have to exercise the departed before this game ends. My headache's gone. The curse-like phenomenon plaguing this place has subsided. Looking at the marks on the wall, there used to be a shelf here. Looking closely, mold is growing here and there. This must be where that musty smell is coming from. There's a large shelf against the wall. Seems like it was used to store lab equipment in the past. Doesn't seem to be anything behind the dirty glass door. Wait, I take that back. Something sparkles when I point my flashlight inside. There's a small key inside the shelf. It has no tag attached to it. What's this key for? Numerous dead insects are lying inside the dusty sink. School is full of bugs. That's not even counting all the students, you know?
Yoshi.
A pile of mold-infested cardboard boxes. Hero, help me examine all these boxes. Alright, what should I do? I'll inspect the boxes on the left side, you take the two boxes on the right. I pick up the pile of boxes and put them down. The heavy box is filled with old books and prints. I rummaged through them, but I don't find anything worth noting. This is... Did you find something? Come here, Light. The box Hero is gesturing at is filled with old lab equipment. I find something small hiding among the test tubes and beakers. It's an eerie tooth. So yeah, I think we missed one of the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
An old anatomical model covered in dust. It's in such bad shape that it seems shockingly mundane. As creepy as it is seeing this as a kid, knowing where the organs are and what they look like is an important part of medicine. Oh, and for your information, I would very much like to decorate my house with one. They're too expensive. They're beyond your budget. Find an old steel cabinet. There's something behind the glass door. Let's get a closer look. I peer through the dusty glass. It's a dissection scalpel that was probably used for experiments. Dissection scalpel, I mean. The cabinet's door is locked, though. I can't open it. I insert the small key into the keyhole. The door opens with a delightfully crisp clack. I open the door and find a dissection scalpel inside. Despite all the dust, the scalpel isn't that rusty. It can probably still cut things. Bottles of liquid are lined up on the shelf. That liquid seems like formalin to me. Botanical specimens are floating right inside the bottles. Formalin is basically just formaldehyde. It's preservative, embalming fluid, however you want to think of it. For a second I was thinking it was going to be fingers or eyes. Seems to be something behind the bottles, Light. Petri dishes are piled up along the back of the shelf. Inside the dishes are desiccated flowers and leaves, as well as dried moss. Someone's probably collecting these plants for research. They look pretty old. If these plants are endemic species from Fox Forest, the person who collected them might be the author of that research journal. That means... this dish used to be here too. That's certainly a possibility. But how did the dish end up inside the corridor shrine then? I don't know either. Might be a spiritual phenomenon. Gotta say, this little dish has been an invaluable help on this case. Feel like my steps in this investigation are being choreographed by someone else. There's a stuffed fox specimen on the shelf. A fox god. We definitely need to inspect this closely. Looking at the creature's features, this stuffed fox is real. One intended to be used for education. It was probably taxidermied by an artisan. This fox looks alive. Such a shame such a fine item is staying neglected here. The color of the fur is faded. Wrong thing. Deep inside the old school, the dead fox god that looks alive. Must be referring to this fox. I need to check out what's inside its stomach. Maybe whatever secret's inside the fox's stomach can shine a light on Mr. Kokkuri's identity. I've got a feeling something will happen once I figure out what the secret is. If there are things that we haven't done yet, we'd better finish them before doing this. So yeah, this is your warning that you're entering the final act. I'm gonna get the missing tooth off camera, so when we go into the next chapter I'll have it. But when I do the soul video, we'll get them all there. So you'll see where the missing one is then. I get the dirty scalpel from my bag and approach the stuffed fox. I press the tip of the scalpel to the fox's belly. And then I slice it open. The fox's stomach is gaping. Yikes. Is it full of fungus? Nope. A swarm of tiny bugs pour out of the fox's stomach. Given how old the fox is, I should have expected something like this, but even still I can't help being disgusted. Brushing away the bugs, I stick my hand inside the stomach cavity. This is... What'd you find? This thing. I show Hero the plastic square I found. Isn't that a floppy disk? You know what this is, right, Light? I'm just asking to be sure. It's the thing you use to save data on a computer, isn't it? Correct? If we have a computer with a floppy drive, we should be able to see the data on this disk. You have to specially order those suckers nowadays. Computer, huh? Now that I think about it, I remember seeing a laptop in the faculty room. We better hurry if you have an idea where one is. We need to gather as much information as possible before Mr. Kokkuri shows up. This is... The Departed. Their hero's voice starts to crack due to fear. No matter how much I try to prepare myself, I always freeze up before the Departed. I can't even speak, much less move. My dear husband, Kokkuri resentment killed Hooligan. You are next. He is already here. Should you survive, you will become my real husband. But you can't save this soul as you are now. You will die here. Tonight. The Departed is gone. What do they mean? I can't save this soul. Hey, Light? Did they say something? Yeah. I tell Hero what the Departed just told me. I don't get it. By he is coming, did they mean... Exactly. We can't run from here until we deal with Mr. Kokkuri. Do you really think we're ready to do that? They said that you couldn't save the soul now, right? The current me can't save the spirit's soul. This is just another hunch, but it's because I'm lacking the key information that I need. If that's the case, then there's no way I can save the spirit. What do I still need? This floppy disk must be the key. I need to see what's on it immediately. It'll be alright, right? They're just finding a bunch of nonsense to get you worked up. Hero raises her voice frantically. I don't have a response for her right now. I guess you could say that's still right. I don't have a response for right now. What should I do? Labeling us hooligans, Kokkuri cursed us and tried to kill us. Before confronting him, we need to coordinate all the information we have, or else we won't stand a chance. The hooligans, Fox Force, and Fox Lockett must be linked to the S-Lake incident. We walked through the door trying to leave the science room, however... Where's Mario when you need him? I'm greeted with the vision of a decaying body covered in mushrooms, wearing a mask resembling a beast's skull. A hideous-looking Kokkuri is standing right before my eyes. What should we do? I can't guarantee that we're fully prepared to fight Kokkuri. I want to run, but the door is blocked and we don't have another way out. What should we do then? At that moment, Kokkuri lets out a terrifying scream. My entire body is racked with crippling pain. What is this pain? What are those? Mushrooms? I hear the unpleasant sound of something growing for the second time. Hero screams, clutching their neck and crouching down. My neck. Looks like mushrooms have started invading Hero's body as well. Which reminds me, this is the same mushroom curse that afflicted Maruhashi. So then... if If the mushrooms infest our whole bodies, what awaits us is death. Kokkuri simply stares at us in silence. Is he trying to kill us with the curse? He's not showing any sign of readying his gun. What does he want to do? Who? Does he want us to say our names or what? I'm just gonna throw out a random one, see what happens.
これでどうだ。
これなら
Information regarding the Lake Essa incident is mentioned in the Fox Locketa note. We'll also obtain the name of the victims thanks to Eita. Using that as a foundation, both of us decide on a name. Making sure we got the same idea, we decided to speak our answer in unison. Your name is Izumi Kiyohara. So that is wrong. Is it? Masaki was the father. So it wants its name, not... He doesn't want to know our names, but he wants to know his name. Think brain. Almost hit the wrong one.
やってみるか。
やってみる
Making sure we got the same idea, we decided to speak our answer in unison. Your name is Masaki Kiyohara. Kokkuri seems to accept this answer. Is he responding to us? Yeah, I guess he really is Kiyohara. Assuming the science teacher who's investigating Fox Locketa was the victim of the Lake S incident, and that the mushrooms and the culprit behind the incident were hooligans, it all aligns with Kokkuri's fixations. Therefore, the victim of that incident, Kiyohara, is the natural choice to be Kokkuri. Kokkuri looks at us in silence. What was that question just now? What does he want it to do? No idea. I feel like he's testing us right now. Kokkuri suddenly lets out a shriek. His mask falls off, revealing a hideous, decaying face. Kokkuri glares at us and growls. I feel dizzy and my arm is hurting really bad. Shit, it's messing with my arm now. This is bad, he's totally going to kill us. We have no idea what Kokkuri's real intention is. We're going to be killed at this rate. What should we do? Who? Worst. Hooligan. Does he want us to give him a name again? I get the feeling that a wrong answer here is going to get us killed. We need to really think this over. You can answer Mashita as a choice. So we'll say student K. Because I wasn't sure if we were supposed to answer Kakuta, but as Mashita pointed out, Kakuta was too young.
やってみるか。
やってみる。
We try to recall the hooligan who's linked to the Fox Lakuta inside this petri dish. So if that's an instant death, that 94% roll is crap. It needs to be higher. 6 points higher. Have you made a decision when you declare our answer together? Kokkuri, the one you hate is student K. Kokkuri's breaths become more shallow. He seems satisfied with that answer. I knew it. Assuming Kokkuri is Kiyohara, he lost his family to a bunch of delinquents in the Lake S incident. The culprits are under the influence of Fox Lakuta, which is sold by Student K. Making things worse, Student K wasn't arrested. He's basically the root cause of all of Kokkuri's problems. That's the right choice. Kokkuri lets out an eerie howl. Then he slowly vanishes into thin air. In a flash, the pain disappears as quickly as it came. The strange objects covering my head and arm have also disappeared. Is it over? What was that sound? Upon hearing that eerie scream, I've started to feel dizzy. Is Kokkuri attacking us again, Light? What's happening? Kokkuri should have disappeared. Why is he here again? Is he smiling? Or is he suffering? My dizziness is getting worse. What's wrong, Light? Hero's scream sounds so distant. My consciousness is fading as a curtain of darkness descends upon me. Right, those voices. It's the departed. I hear a sound. The same disgusting sound as before. Is Kokkuri being devoured? But why? My dear husband, you were supposed to die here, but you resisted fate, stood against fear. Now I am convinced. You are my real husband. Take a look. Before my eyes, the departed transforms. Their head splits open, revealing their true form, one even more hideous than the last. Three souls combined take off my old clothes and put on new clothes. I want to be beautiful, more beautiful than others. We will exchange vows later. Please wait, dear husband. I'm stricken with a massive headache and my feet falter beneath me. What in the world is happening? What is that thing? The lights are supposed to be off, yet they emit a dim light. A red light. Hiro has collapsed to the ground. While Hiro has lost consciousness, there aren't any physical injuries that I can find. Hey, Hiro, are you all okay? I grab Hiro by the shoulders and give her a firm shake. Light. I help Hiro off the floor. Hey, you kept your clothes on this time. That's already a step up. Congratulations. Thank you. What's that, Light? Is this Mr. Kokkuri's doing? I have no idea. Hiro, can you recall anything yet? Me? Can't remember a thing? Lost consciousness the moment Mr. Kokkuri started behaving oddly. That reminds me, where is Mr. Kokkuri? He's not here. Did you do something to him? No. The one who killed Mr. Kokkuri is... The sight I witnessed when I was on the brink of fainting. The departed devoured Mr. Kokkuri. And then their body underwent a horrible transformation. What's wrong? No, it's nothing. Don't really know anything either. Just, I'm still coming to my senses, too. I doubt that telling Hiro about that bizarre scene is going to clear anything up. Let's return to the infirmary. Maybe Yasuo can give us some answers. Let's go, Hiro. Both of us leave the science room. Even the hallway's red now. Is this going on over the entirety of the old building? Let's head back to the new building before anything else bad happens. I don't know if you guys remember, but in NG and probably even Deathmark 1 as well, there would be things in the background, you shine your flashlight over them and you get a nice little jump. There are so many opportunities here. We could dip into a classroom and something happens. Like they can even do in the Screaming Author chapter from NG where something drops from the ceiling spontaneously. It's just so disappointing that there were so many things I could have did for this 2D, but nothing materialized. I can feel someone's gaze on me. I'm getting deja vu for some reason. The female doll is standing in the darkness. Her damaged face has been fixed. How can that be? Why did her appearance change in addition to the departed's? I have to share it. Her words are clearer than before. Kokkuri resentment still lingering. Kokkuri not forgive those possessed by demons. Return, red demons, where they belong. The female doll then disappears into the darkness. Kokkuri's resentment is still lingering. I can't immediately refute that. If Mr. Kokkuri had been devoured by the departed before his soul was saved, perhaps the lingering resentment will still bear its fangs at living beings. If that's true, then its target is still... Hey, Light. Why did you just stop all of a sudden? The new building is just right ahead. Okay. There's something. There's still something I can do to save Mr. Kokkuri. I wonder what she means by return the red demons to where they belong. So, how do I want to do this? Even the corridor. I don't know if there's a bad end to this chapter, which is kind of annoying. Well, let's do it properly. That's what you guys are here for, right? It's gonna be a bit of a walk, so I hope you guys have something to drink, something to munch on. Basically, we have to go back to his grave and return the fungus to it. And I'll be honest, I really don't even remember where his grave is exactly. I think it's the last one. There's a path.
Yoshi.
Beyond the big log fence is Kakuda's corpse. Body's consumed by mushrooms. Nothing I can do. See, I went to the wrong one. We've returned to the grounds of the shrine once again. Hey, why have we come here? I have something to tell Mr. Kokkuri. Huh? Just wait here, hero. I head towards the inner area of the grounds by myself. Mr. Kokkuri's, I mean Masaki Kiyohara's corpse is resting there. A man whose life and family were ruined by Fox Lakata. To add insult to mortal injury, these mushrooms are growing on his corpse as if mocking his tragedy. Return the red demons to where they belong. If red demons are referring to Fox Lakata, then there's no other place they belong more than right here. Take a look at this, Kiyohara. I take the creepy petri dish from my bag. And then I threw it into the nearby bush. That should be enough, right? What did you do? I threw out the petri dish. But why? Fox Lakata wasn't supposed to be taken outside this forest. This is what Mr. Kokkuri wants. But Fox Lakata is such an amazing plant. If we can just research it, we might be able to develop new Spirits don't really accept that kind of nuance. Mr. Kokkuri views everyone who takes Fox Lakata from the forest as hooligans. You know how all those hooligans met their ends, right? If you're prepared for the potential consequences, it's all yours. Hiro's complexion turns a paler shade of white. With her crippling fear of spirits, that should give her more than enough reason to change her mind. Fine, I get it. Damn it, that's such a massive disappointment. I've been thinking about getting those mushrooms back to the lab ever since we found them. You heard that, Kiyohara? I'll report your case to the cops once everything's settled, so you should just rest peacefully until then. Kiyohara is sleeping in the depths of this brush. There is no need for me to disturb his sleep any longer. We should just leave him alone. But yeah, this one was heartbreaking. We get a ghost wielding a rifle, and it's kind of a letdown. I mean, they can even have random events in the background there, just... Even if it's a 1% chance, it would add a lot of replay value. You'd have different people doing runs through here, and something's just there. Even if it's for a moment, that's even better when it just flickers away and you wonder, was it real? Sadly, this is the type of thing that's going to haunt me. And not for the reasons the game devs probably want. No way. What on earth is this? Toilets are flushing, the piano is playing. Who would have thought the paranormal phenomenon would occur in the new building as well? This is the first time I witnessed a spirit operating as strongly and brazenly as this. Don't tell me the special buildings also... Hurry up, Light! So no comment about hearing music through there? But yeah, as much as I hate to say it, this is not how you do 2D horror. It's cool that they don't have the whole running away gimmick thing. The special building is as peaceful as ever. The lights haven't turned red like the ones in the other buildings. We should be safe for now. What was that phenomenon anyway? And they use the word phenomenon too much. I've got an idea, though it's just a hunch. Both the female doll and Konohara Academy changed once the departed transformed. That can't be mere coincidence. That's right. We've got to check out the floppy disk before going to Yasuoka. We don't know that Mr. Kokkuri's gone for good, so I'd like to gather all the info we can just in case. You have a point. We do still have some unsolved mysteries regarding Mr. Kokkuri. Not to mention that the doll also said his resentment is still lingering. And if that's true, our lives will be at risk until the resentment has been placated. All the stuff concerning the departed and the red lights are certainly worrisome, but we better focus on Mr. Kokkuri as the imminent threat. Got it. Let's go to the faculty room. They let you go here. The faculty room is empty at this time of night. I need to find that laptop quickly.
Yoshi.
Several teachers' desks are lined up here. Everything is clean and tidy. Bet Sakamoto is a big part of that, given her meticulous personality. Several teachers' desks are lined up here with binders and documents on top. I'd better leave those alone. I don't want to generate suspicion unnecessarily. And we can't interact with any of the drawers. This is a far cry from Killer Peach. There's a laptop on the desk. We can check the data on the floppy disk with this. You do the work, Hiro. This isn't my cup of tea. Alright, I got it. Hiro turns on the laptop, and then inserts the floppy disk. Interestingly enough, if you do it the other way around, it tries to boot off the disk, I believe. I see. They're documents from 10 years ago. These files predate operating systems with a GUI. These go back to the days of command lines, and if you didn't know, GUI is graphical user interface, which is what you see as a desktop, so to speak. The files themselves should still be readable by modern word processing software, I hope. Just open it in text. Hiro may as well be speaking a foreign language. I don't understand a thing they said. After a while, some text finally appears on the screen. This is... I'm writing this just in case. I summoned Kei to the forest. Kei is Mitsuru Kuromine. He's a hooligan. He'll probably bring his gang of thugs with him. So I've decided to bring my hunting rifle. I've become a demon both physically and mentally. The next fox demon of this cursed forest. I'll terrorize them and kill every single one of them. Even if I die or sacrifice my soul, I shall destroy my enemies. Isn't this pretty much a farewell note? And this Masaki Kiyohara person, he's probably our Mr. Kokkuri. Adding Kiyohara's note to the information we have thus far, we can see the whole story. 10 years ago, Kiyohara's wife and child were murdered by delinquents on Lake S. The boys were junkies, addicted to Fox Lakata, and the one who sold them this was Hooligan Kei. Kei was Kuromine, a delinquent from Konohara Academy. After learning his identity, Kiyohara summoned Kuromine and his friends to the forest with the intention of gaining revenge. And at that moment he became the fox demon of the cursed forest. Wearing white clothing complete with a fox mask, he copied how Mr. Kokkuri looked. He probably saw something of himself in the spirit who killed hooligans that disgraced the shrine. However, he never got his revenge. Kuromina and his friends killed him and buried him in the forest. That skeletal corpse was Kiyohara. His resentment still lingered on even after his death. Thus his regret became a spirit. Oddly enough, a spirit that looked like Mr. Kokkuri. And that is how his revenge began claiming hooligans addicted to Fox Lakita. One of them being Kakuta. I guess we've learned enough. Let's report this to Yasuoka and the others in the infirmary. No one here, and she doesn't even pop up to drop a line. No one here. I'm also gonna dip back into the new building just to see, like, are the lights still red? If it even let you do that. And we do have to tolerate a loading screen for that, so I hope you guys don't mind. We should share the information we have about Mr. Kokkuri with the others. They should be waiting for it. See, I missed the one. I'm gonna go back and replay this one getting it, so when we pick up next time, I'll probably end up having the Emperor's Bulauhu. Welcome back, you two. Mind telling us what happened out there? I tell them all the events that have happened up to this point, including the moment when the departed devoured Mr. Kokkuri and transformed. A sight that only I could see, a spirit I wished was merely a hallucination. What the? A spirit transformed after devouring another spirit? I've never heard such a thing before. What a monster. It doesn't make any sense. Don't scare me like that. The three mark bearers all take this news differently. Shocked and confused, honestly, I feel all their emotions. What if this transformation made them stronger? That explained the red lights from earlier. Does that mean things have taken a turn for the worse? Most likely. Wonder what they're planning next now that they've gained power and transformed. More terrifying things may be in store ahead. Awful. A heavy silence falls over the infirmary. The departed has grown stronger and there's nothing we can do about it. Our sense of fear grows alongside the sense of powerlessness that we feel. The phone on the desk is ringing. I should answer it. It's probably the departed. Hello. It's Maruhashi. I've charged Kakuta's phone. Have you checked what's on it? Of course. I'll tell you what it says now, so you better take notes. I prepare to write down the contents of Kakuta's phone as Maruhashi relays it to me. There's a series of messages from MK. MK had entrusted Kakuta to manage the Fox Lakita in the forest, but when their secret was about to be exposed, he told Kakuta to dispose of them. He threatened to tell the world about Kakuta's assault case if Kakuta betrayed him. Kakuta reluctantly agreed to help. MK didn't send any messages after for 2 weeks. Until today, after school, when Kokkuri got 2 new messages from him. However, the text was too garbled to decipher. MK. I recall the time I saw Kakuta in that storage room. He was murmuring something while looking at his phone. I was summoned. I have to go. Or else I'll be killed. MK. It's pretty clear he was acting under MK's direction. That Kakuta's a pretty messed up kid for someone who's a disciplinary committee member. Kaku didn't have anything to do with the Lake S incident. However, he got himself mixed up with Fox Lakita because of MK's blackmail. And that's how he met his end. Mr. Kokkuri. Kiyohara won't forgive anyone who's addicted to Fox Lakita. Thanks, Maruhashi. I was just repaying my debt since I caused you trouble before, alright? I'm hanging up now. Say hi to Miss Yasuoka for me. It was that girl, right? What'd she say? I tell the others everything Maruhashi told me. Hey, MK? You think they're the person named K mentioned in the Lake S murder case? I do. In Kiyohara's farewell note, K's full name was Mitsuru Kuromine, which means that K from the Lake S case has the initials MK. It's a pretty likely fit for him to also be the MK who was messaging Kakuta. Kuromine continued to gather Fox Lakuta secretly even after the Lake S incident. He exploited Kakuta's weakness and had him watch over his crops. What's with the frown, Mashita? I knew it. I know Mitsuru Kuromine. That jogged my memory. So, is he a criminal you've arrested in the past? No, the opposite. Mitsuru Kuromine is a cop. He's a career bureaucrat in the Metropolitan Police Department. His pops is in the top brass, so he joined the cops because everyone expected he'd just follow in his pop's footsteps. Wait a minute! He wasn't prosecuted, but Kuromine was still a suspect in the Lake S case. And he's still selling Fox Lakuta. How is it possible that a fiend like that can still be a cop? Cops are just people. There's saints and fiends in every group of people. Doctors, teachers, military, cops. N is, like I said earlier, his daddy's top brass. Or that's supposed to be N like I said earlier. That was just weird how they set that one up. Sweeping a case like this under the rug would take some effort, but his pops is so high up he could definitely take care of it. Are you serious? So he escaped punishment for Lake S and he's blackmailing students to do his dirty work even now? What a shameless scumbag. That's exactly the kind of guy Kuromine is. A selfish asshole who'd stoop to anything so long as it gave him the slightest benefit. In addition, Kiyohara's spirit is unable to find peace due to that miscreant. How unforgivable. Is there anything more we can do, Mashita? Nope, it's out of our hands. No matter what evidence we find, we'll never be able to take him to trial. What do you mean by that? Kuromine is already dead. What? I remember reading about it in the newspaper about half a month ago. He died while relaxing at the lake. Accidental death, they say. And that lake he was relaxing at, you guessed it, Lake S. What a coincidence. Or maybe it wasn't a coincidence at all. For an arrogant, entitled man with power like Kuromine, the deceased must have seemed as powerless as the living. To him, spirits were just another made-up construct, like morals or dignity that he could disregard. That's why he could kill so easily. But for those like us, we know the grudges of the dead aren't just ghost stories. The deceased are not powerless. That concludes our investigation for the night. Not everything is cleared up. There are some mysteries that remain unsolved. But there's no one left who can resolve those mysteries. Both Kakuta and Kuromine are dead. I start getting ready to leave school, though I'm still feeling uneasy for some reason. Welcome back, Light. Did you lock the door? Yeah. Do they force you to work as a janitor, too? You're putting way too much effort into this. Hey, we can't let people loiter inside the school or the number of victims is going to increase. As soon as the words leave my mouth, I feel how empty they are. Hiro and Mashita are the only ones in the infirmary. There's no sign of Yasuoka. Where's Yasuoka? I called a taxi and sent her home. I mean, this is usually bedtime for geezers, right? She's way too energetic for her age. You're really rude, you know that? If I hear you're being charged with harassment, I'm totally going to believe you're guilty. I've never harassed anyone in my life. Shall we head home now, too? I'll drive you both to the station as thanks. Kokkuri's ending. Having lost both his wife and child in a brutal incident, Kiyohara investigated things himself and found the true culprit, K, aka Kuromine. However, he couldn't get his revenge and was beaten to death by some hooligans. His intense resentment turned him into the spirit named Kokkuri. Using Kakuta's weakness, Kuromine ordered the boy to manage the Fox Lakuta in the forest, a source of income for him. But was the MK who had been texting Kakuta really Kuromine? Even more unsettlingly, after the departed devoured Kokkuri had transformed. What is going on? What are you spacing out for? Let's hurry up and get out of here. Just in case. I'm gonna replay that previous file just to see if there's like an alternate ending or something. After checking whether or not the door is locked, we leave the special building, and then we head to the main gate. For now, there's nothing we can really do about the red lights in the school. If it really is a spirit's doing, everything should be back to normal once the sun rises. Just turn the lights off. That doesn't work, pull the breaker. By the way, Light, give me back my paper bag. You can keep it if you like it so much, though. You can take it. Why would I want such a dangerous thing anyway? I take the gun from the paper bag and hand it back to Mashita. What in the world are you doing now? I just want to go home already. We're just leaving. My car slowly leaves the school and heads towards M Tower Station. They should be able to catch the last train. Say, Light. Mashita murmurs in the passenger seat, eyes fixed on the scenery outside. I glance at him, indirectly telling him to continue. He must be tired. His complexion looks darker than usual. Kokkuri went to the Fox Forest this evening. He got an order from MK Kuromine, who's been dead, yes. Yeah, he did. Don't you find that weird? Now that he mentions it, something about that doesn't feel right. The thought gets stuck in my mind. What's wrong with it? So you picked up on it too, huh? Of course. Kuromine died half a month ago. It's impossible that he's the one who sent that message. So there's a chance that MK isn't Kuromine. The previous messages before Kuromine's death must be from him. But the message he got today was strange, even the fact that the text was garbled. In the first place, how could Kokkuri even read that message when it was garbled? Everything's just so confusing. Hey. Hiro, who's sitting in the back seat, cuts in. Can you give it a rest already? This case is solved. I feel sorry for Kokkuri, but what's done is done. But let's be grateful that we managed to survive tonight. Just focus on what you have to do, or else you'll go insane. Oh, Hiro. My job is dissecting animals, you see. There are times when I feel depressed after thinking about the value of life and the animals I've had to kill. I can't even pretend that all the testing I've done is for the pursuit of science and the betterment of society. I'm not good at fooling people. I take a glance at the rearview mirror, and who's beside her? Her smile looks somewhat self-deprecating. Do you know why I continue doing my job? Because I realize that's just how life works, and I've got to do what I need to do. We're not gods, we're not rulers, we can't save everyone. We can't just change the world. Can't find an answer? I don't blame you. It's nothing to get worked up about. Feeling unsure over something is just part of the human experience. I drop Mashita and Hiro off at the M Tower Station. Then I drive on through the night, heading toward Kujo Mansion. As I arrive at the mansion, the phone rings. I can't even relax. Who's calling this late at night? Hello? It's Kinukawa. Sorry for calling so late. What's wrong? I can't stop thinking about Mr. Kokkuri's case. Are you alright? I survived, at least. But Kakuta's dead. Huh? The Karate Man? Yeah, I failed again. I share the night's events with Michiho. I realize that I shouldn't talk about it with a student, even though she is trying to help me. However, my mouth starts going before I can think about it, and it'd be more trouble to stop talking once I started. Maybe I'm just too exhausted to care. I see. I get why you're blaming yourself, but it's not your fault, it's the Departed's. We need to put a stop to the Departed quickly. We'll help you figure out who it is. Why? Why are you still helping me after everything terrible you've gone through? Is it really just curiosity? At first, yeah, but now, I'm doing this because I don't want you to die. You saved our lives and you understand our curse. That made both of us so happy because we didn't think we'd ever have the guts to tell anyone about it again. Michio. Remember this, Mr. Light. You're not just a teacher to both Hime and I. You're our precious teacher. Me, their precious teacher? I never expected anyone to call me that when I'd been told I'd have to fill in as a temporary teacher. I should feel some kind of pride over it. But it triggered a memory of something Mashita told me. What you should do is start looking at everyone around you as a potential suspect. Are you listening, Mr. Light? Yeah. Sorry, I was spaced out a little bit. Guess I'm just exhausted from tonight. Well, that's natural. Sorry for taking your time. Have some rest. Good night. Suspect everyone, huh? That's tough to do. The night goes on, yet I can't bring myself to go to sleep. I'm afraid to close my eyes, no, even afraid to turn off the lights. My eyes flit over to the window displaying the moonlit night outside, triggering a memory from earlier tonight. The Departed was roaming about with their new body. I recall what they said, and now I'm convinced that you're my real husband. All these incidents must have been some sort of test to see if I'm worthy of being their husband. And it seems like those tests have ended tonight. The Departed acknowledged me as their real husband. The ending that the Departed desires. I feel like the day is fast approaching when I'll be asked to exchange vows at the school grounds, all lit in red. Chapter 5, End. So yeah, I don't know who the sacrifice could have been here.